Welcome, everyone. Today I need to talk to you about a disease. Not a disease of the body, a disease of the mind. A disease that is silently destroying millions of lives around the world right now. A disease that might be destroying your life at this very moment. The disease is called overthinking. And if you are watching this video, there is a very good chance that you have it. Let me describe the symptoms. You lie awake at night replaying conversations in your head. You worry about things that have not happened yet. You analyze every decision until you are paralyzed. You imagine the worst possible outcome of every situation. You replay your mistakes over and over and over again. You plan obsessively but never actually take action. You ask yourself, what if 100 times a day? You second-guess yourself constantly. You cannot enjoy the present because you are too busy worrying about the future or regretting the past. Does this sound like you? If it does, you are an overthinker. And today, I am going to help you break free. Today, I am going to teach you how to quiet that noisy, chaotic, destructive voice in your head. Today, I am going to give you your peace of mind back. So sit down, take a deep breath, and listen carefully. Every word in this video could save your mental health. Before we start, subscribe to English Spark. Hit that subscribe button and the bell. We release videos every week to help you learn English and build a better, stronger, more peaceful life. Join this family. Now let us begin. Lesson 1. Overthinking is not thinking. Let me clear up a big misunderstanding. Most overthinkers believe they are being careful. They believe they are being smart. They believe that thinking more leads to better decisions. But this is completely wrong. Overthinking is not productive thinking. Productive thinking leads to action. Productive thinking leads to solutions. Productive thinking leads to clarity. Overthinking does the opposite. Overthinking leads to paralysis. Overthinking leads to confusion. Overthinking leads to anxiety. Overthinking leads to inaction. There is a huge difference between thinking and overthinking. Thinking is like using a flashlight to find your way in a dark room. It helps you see. It guides you. It is useful. Overthinking is like spinning the flashlight around in circles so fast that you cannot see anything at all. It creates more darkness, more confusion, more chaos. When you think, you analyze a problem and find a solution. When you overthink, you analyze a problem, then analyze it again, then again, then again, and you never find a solution because you never stop analyzing. You just keep going in circles, round and round and round, like a hamster on a wheel. Running, 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 but going nowhere. If you have been overthinking and calling it thinking, stop. You are not being careful. You are being trapped. You are not being smart. You are being paralyzed. Recognize the difference. And choose to think productively instead of destructively. Lesson 2. Analysis paralysis. The overthinking trap. Let me teach you a term, analysis paralysis. This is when you analyze something so much that you become paralyzed. You cannot move. You cannot decide. You cannot act. Let me give you an example. Imagine you want to start learning English, so you start researching the best way to learn. You read articles. You watch videos. You compare different apps. You look at different courses. You ask friends for advice. You read reviews. You make lists of pros and cons. You spend 3 weeks researching the perfect method. And after 3 weeks, you still have not started learning. You are still researching. You are still comparing. You are still analyzing. Meanwhile, your friend who did zero research just downloaded one app and started practicing on day 1. After 3 weeks, your friend has learned 100 words and can say basic sentences. You have learned nothing. You are still deciding which app to download. This is analysis paralysis, and it happens in every area of life. People spend months deciding which gym to join instead of just going for a run. People spend years deciding which business to start instead of just starting one. People spend decades deciding what career to pursue instead of just trying something. The desire for the perfect choice leads to no choice at all, and no choice is always the worst choice. Because when you make no choice, life makes the choice for you, and life does not care about your goals. Life will keep you exactly where you are. Stuck, unchanged, unmoving. While the world moves on without you, Stop analyzing. Start doing. An imperfect start is infinitely better than a perfect plan that you never execute. Lesson 3. The swimmer who never swims. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man who wanted to learn to swim. He was afraid of the water, but he really wanted to swim. So he started reading books about swimming. He read about different swimming techniques. He read about the history of swimming. He read about the science of floating. He watched videos of professional swimmers. He studied their form. He analyzed their movements. He bought swimming goggles, a swim cap, the best swim shorts, and a waterproof watch. He downloaded an app to track his swimming progress. He researched the best swimming pools in his city. He compared prices and schedules. He even created a detailed 12-week swimming training plan. But he never got in the water. Not once. Not a single time. He knew everything about swimming. He could explain the physics of buoyancy. He could describe the perfect freestyle stroke. But he could not swim. Because swimming is learned in the water, not in a book. And this is exactly what overthinkers do with their lives. They read about success, but never take action. They study business, but never start one. They research fitness, but never exercise. They plan their English studies, but never open their mouths. They prepare endlessly, but never begin. They are swimmers who never swim. And all their knowledge is useless because it is never applied. Do not be the swimmer who never swims. Get in the water. Yes, you might sink at first. Yes, you might struggle. Yes, it might be messy and uncomfortable. But you will learn. You will improve. You will eventually swim. But only if you get in the water. Only if you start. Lesson 4. Fear disguised as planning. Now let me expose something that most overthinkers do not realize about themselves. Most of the time, overthinking is not actually thinking at all. It is fear. Fear wearing a disguise. Fear pretending to be planning. Fear pretending to be preparation. Fear pretending to be wisdom. Let me show you what I mean. When you say, I need to think about it more, what you really mean is, I am afraid to make the wrong choice. When you say, I am not ready yet, what you really mean is, I am afraid to fail. When you say, I need more information, what you really mean is, I am afraid of the unknown. When you say, the timing is not right, what you really mean is, I am afraid to begin. Fear is smart. Fear knows that if it showed its true face, you would fight it. So it disguises itself as something reasonable, something logical, something responsible. It tells you, I am not fear, I am caution, I am wisdom, I am careful planning. And you believe it. You think you are being smart, you think you are being responsible, but you are just being afraid, and fear is keeping you stuck. The next time you catch yourself overthinking, ask yourself this question. Am I really thinking, or am I really just afraid? Be honest. Look behind the mask, and if the answer is fear, acknowledge it. Say, I am afraid. And then do the thing anyway. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. Lesson 5. The 10-10-10 rule. Now let me give you a practical tool for making decisions. I call it the 10-10-10 rule. It is simple and powerful. When you are overthinking a decision, ask yourself 3 questions. How will I feel about this decision in 10 minutes? How will I feel about this decision in 10 months? How will I feel about this decision in 10 years? This puts things in perspective. Most of the decisions you overthink are not as important as you think they are. Will it matter in 10 years which restaurant you chose for dinner? No. Will it matter in 10 years which color shirt you wore to the meeting? No. Will it matter in 10 years whether you made a small mistake in your English speaking? No. Most of the things you overthink are completely irrelevant in the long run. They feel enormous in the moment. But in 10 years, you will not even remember them. So stop treating every decision like it is life or death. Most decisions are reversible. Most mistakes are fixable. Most failures are temporary. The only permanent failure is never trying at all. Use the 10-10-10 rule to separate the big decisions from the small ones. For small decisions, decide fast. Do not waste your precious mental energy on things that do not matter. Save your thinking for the big decisions, the ones that actually affect your life in 10 months and 10 years. And even for those big decisions, remember this. There is rarely a perfect choice. There are usually several good choices. Pick one, commit to it, and make it the right choice through your effort and dedication. You do not find the right path, you make the path right by how you walk on it. Lesson 6. Imperfect action beats perfect planning. This is one of the most important lessons you will ever learn. Imperfect action always beats perfect planning. Always. Let me prove it to you. Imagine two English learners. Learner A spends 1 month planning the perfect study schedule. They research the best materials. They create a beautiful study plan with color-coded charts. They buy expensive textbooks and courses. After 1 month of planning, they start studying. But after 2 weeks, they realize their plan is not perfect, so they stop and start planning again. They spend another month creating a better plan. And the cycle continues. After 6 months, Learner A has studied for maybe 8 weeks total. Learner B opens a free English app on day 1 and starts learning. No plan, no strategy, no research, just messy, imperfect learning. They make mistakes, they learn some things in the wrong order, they use materials that are not the best, but they study every single day. After 6 months, Learner B has studied for 6 months straight. Who is better at English? Learner B. By far, not even close, because imperfect action beats perfect planning every single time. The person who takes messy action always beats the person who plans perfectly, but never acts. You do not need the perfect plan. You do not need the perfect moment. You do not need the perfect materials. You need to start. You need to act. You need to move. Even if it is messy, even if it is imperfect, even if it is ugly. Start. Move. Act. You can fix things along the way. You can adjust. You can improve. But you cannot fix something that does not exist. You cannot improve something you never started. So stop planning and start doing. Lesson 7. Quieting the mind, meditation and breathing. Now let me give you practical techniques for quieting an overactive mind. Because I know that saying stop overthinking is not enough. You need tools, you need methods, you need something that actually works when your mind is racing at 2 in the morning. The first technique is breathing, simple breathing. When your mind is racing, your body is stressed, your heart is beating fast, your breathing is shallow, your muscles are tight, you are in fight or flight mode, and in this state you cannot think clearly. So you need to calm your body first. Here is a breathing technique that works in 2 minutes. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Breathe out slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this 5 times. That is it. This activates your body's relaxation response. It slows your heart rate. It calms your nervous system. It tells your brain that you are safe. And when your brain feels safe, the overthinking slows down. The second technique is meditation. And before you say, meditation is not for me, listen. Meditation is not about emptying your mind. It is not about thinking nothing. It is about observing your thoughts without getting caught up in them. Imagine you are sitting by a river. Your thoughts are leaves floating on the water. You see them pass by. You notice them, but you do not jump in and grab them. You just watch them float away. That is meditation. You sit quietly. Thoughts come. You notice them, and you let them go. You do not follow them. You do not argue with them. You do not analyze them. You just observe and release. Start with 5 minutes a day. Set a timer. Sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. When thoughts come, notice them and gently bring your focus back to your breathing. 5 minutes, that is all. Do this every day for 30 days, and you will notice a dramatic change in your mind. You will feel calmer. You will feel clearer. You will feel more in control. Your overthinking will decrease significantly, not because you stopped thinking, but because you learned to let thoughts pass through instead of getting trapped by them. Lesson 8. Journaling. Put your thoughts on paper. Here is another powerful tool for overthinkers. Journaling. Writing your thoughts down on paper. When thoughts stay in your head, they spin. They circle, they multiply. They grow bigger and scarier. They become a tangled mess of worry, fear, and confusion. But when you write those same thoughts on paper, something magical happens. They shrink. They become clearer. They become manageable. The act of writing forces your brain to organize thoughts into words and sentences. It forces structure on chaos. It takes the swirling storm inside your head and turns it into words on a page. And words on a page are much less scary than thoughts in your head. Here is how to use journaling to stop overthinking. When you catch yourself overthinking, grab a notebook and write down everything that is in your head. Do not worry about grammar. Do not worry about spelling. Do not worry about making it pretty. Just dump every thought onto the page. Write fast, write messy, write everything. When you are done, read what you wrote. And you will notice something interesting. Most of your worries look smaller on paper than they felt in your head. Most of your problems are more manageable than you thought. Most of your fears are less scary when you can see them in front of you. Then, next to each worry, write one small action you can take, just one small step. This transforms your worries from abstract fears into concrete actions. And actions kill overthinking. Because you cannot overthink and take action at the same time. They are opposite forces. Journaling is especially powerful if you do it in English. You practice your English writing skills while simultaneously clearing your mind. 2 benefits from one activity. Keep a journal by your bed. Write in it before you sleep. Clear your mind before your head hits the pillow. And watch your sleep improve. Your anxiety decrease and your overthinking fade. Lesson 9. Making fast decisions. Let me teach you something that will save you thousands of hours in your life. The art of making fast decisions. Most people take too long to make decisions. They weigh every option. They consider every angle. They ask everyone for advice. They wait for the perfect moment. And by the time they decide, the opportunity is gone. Or worse, someone else has already taken it. Here is a rule I want you to follow. For decisions that are reversible, decide in 60 seconds or less. Reversible means you can change your mind later if it does not work out. Which restaurant to eat at? Reversible. Decide fast. Which English video to watch? Reversible. Decide fast. Which gym to go to? Reversible. Decide fast. Which book to read? Reversible. Decide fast. Which color to paint your room? Reversible. Decide fast. Most decisions in life are reversible. And for reversible decisions, speed is more important than perfection. Even if you make the wrong choice, you can change it. No harm done, the only harm is in not deciding at all. For decisions that are irreversible or very difficult to reverse, take more time. But even then, set a deadline. Do not let yourself think about it forever. Give yourself 3 days. Or 1 week. Research, think, and then decide. After the deadline, you must decide. No more extensions. No more analysis. Decision made. Moving on. This rule will change your life, because most of the mental energy you waste is wasted on small, reversible decisions. When you start making those decisions fast, you free up enormous amounts of mental energy for the things that actually matter. Lesson 10. Trusting yourself. Here is the root cause of most overthinking. You do not trust yourself. You do not trust your judgment. You do not trust your instincts. You do not trust your ability to handle whatever happens. And because you do not trust yourself, you try to control everything through thinking. You try to predict every outcome. You try to prepare for every possibility. You try to think your way to certainty. But certainty does not exist. Life is uncertain. The future is unknown. No amount of thinking will give you certainty. The only thing that can give you peace in an uncertain world is trust. Trust in yourself. Trust that whatever happens, you will figure it out. Trust that you are smart enough, strong enough, and resourceful enough to handle whatever life throws at you. Trust that you have survived every bad thing that has ever happened to you. Every hard day, every failure, every rejection, every heartbreak. You survived them all. You are still here. You are still standing. You are still fighting. That is proof that you can handle whatever comes next. So stop trying to think your way to safety. Start trusting yourself to handle whatever comes. Because you can, you always have, and you always will. When you build self-trust, overthinking naturally decreases. Because you no longer need to predict and control everything. You can take action knowing that if things go wrong, you will adapt. You will adjust. You will find a way. That is the power of self-trust. Build it by taking action, by making decisions, by handling challenges. Each one builds your trust in yourself a little more, until one day you realize that you do not need to overthink anymore, because you know deep in your bones that you can handle anything. Lesson 11. The Overthinker's Paradox. Let me share something fascinating with you. The Overthinker's Paradox. Overthinkers think that thinking more will protect them from bad outcomes. But the opposite is true. Overthinking actually leads to worse outcomes. Here is why. When you overthink, you become stressed. When you are stressed, you make worse decisions. When you make worse decisions, bad things happen. When bad things happen, you overthink even more. It is a vicious cycle. Thinking more does not lead to better results. It leads to worse results. Because an overthinking brain is a stressed brain. And a stressed brain cannot think clearly. A stressed brain sees dangers everywhere. A stressed brain imagines the worst-case scenario. A stressed brain cannot see opportunities. It can only see threats. So the more you think, the worse your thinking becomes. The more you analyze, the more confused you get. The more you worry, the more problems you create. This is the paradox. The cure for overthinking is not more thinking. The cure for overthinking is less thinking and more doing. Action cures anxiety. Action cures worry. Action cures fear. When you are busy doing, your brain does not have time to overthink. When you are taking steps forward, your brain is focused on the next step, not on the 100 ways things could go wrong. When you are building, your brain is engaged in creation, not in destruction. So the next time your mind starts spinning, do not try to think your way out of it. Act your way out of it. Get up and do something. Anything. Clean your room. Go for a walk. Write a sentence in English. Call a friend. Cook a meal. Take one step toward your goal. Any action is better than no action, because action is the antidote to overthinking. Lesson 12. Stop replaying the past. I need to talk about a specific type of overthinking that destroys many people. Replaying the past. Going over conversations you had 3 years ago. Thinking about mistakes you made last month. Wondering what would have happened if you had made a different choice 10 years ago. This kind of overthinking is the most useless of all. Because the past is gone. It is finished. It is done. You cannot change it. No amount of thinking about it will change a single second of it. It is like trying to drive a car by looking only in the rearview mirror. If you keep looking back, you will crash. You have to look forward. You have to focus on the road ahead, not the road behind. Yes, you made mistakes. Everyone does. Yes, you said things you regret. Everyone does. Yes, you made bad decisions. Everyone does. But those mistakes are teachers, not prisoners. Learn the lesson and move on. Do not carry the mistake with you for the rest of your life. It is too heavy. It will slow you down. It will weigh you down. It will keep you stuck in a chapter that has already ended. You are not living in the past. You are living right now. This moment, this breath, this second. This is your life, right now, not yesterday, not last year. Not that conversation you had 5 years ago. Right now, be here, be present, be alive in this moment, and let the past rest in peace. It is over. Let it go, let it be, and focus all your beautiful, powerful energy on the present, on what you can do today, on who you can become starting now. Lesson 13. Just begin. Let me close with the simplest and most powerful advice I can give you. Just begin. 2 words, just begin. Whatever you have been overthinking about, just begin. You have been thinking about learning English for months. Just begin. Open a book, watch a video, say a word, just begin. You have been thinking about exercising for weeks? Just begin. Put on your shoes, walk outside, move your body, just begin. You have been thinking about starting a business? Just begin. Write one idea on a piece of paper. That is a beginning. You have been thinking about talking to someone? Just begin. Say hello. That is a beginning. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. You do not need to know the entire path. You just need to take the first step. You do not need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the first step. The first step is always the hardest, always. Because the first step is when the overthinking is loudest. The first step is when the fear is strongest. The first step is when the doubt is heaviest. But once you take that first step, something magical happens. The second step becomes easier, and the third step even easier. And before you know it, you are walking, then running, then flying. But it all starts with one step, one small, imperfect, messy, scary step. So take it. Right now, today. Do not think about it. Do not analyze it. Do not plan it. Do not research it. Just do it. Just begin. The thinking comes later. The planning comes later. The perfecting comes later. First you begin. Then you figure it out as you go. Now before you leave, I want you to do one thing. I want you to make one decision right now. Something you have been overthinking about. Something you have been going back and forth about. Something you have been avoiding because you are afraid of making the wrong choice. Make the decision. Right now, not in 5 minutes, not tonight, not tomorrow. Right now, and once you make it, do not look back. Do not second-guess it. Do not analyze it. Just commit to it and move forward. Because a good decision made now is always better than a perfect decision made never. You are not a thinker who occasionally acts. You are a doer who occasionally thinks. Claim that identity. Own it. Live it. Let your actions speak louder than your thoughts. Let your results speak louder than your worries. Let your progress speak louder than your fears. You have spent enough time inside your head. It is time to live outside of it. It is time to experience life instead of analyzing it. It is time to feel the wind instead of predicting the weather. Get out of your head and into your life. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to English Spark. Share this video with someone who overthinks everything. And I will see you in the next video. Stop thinking. Start living. Just begin.